You're listening to the Australian Hunting and Beyond podcast with Matt, where we talk about hunting, shooting, fishing, camping, and everything else that the great outdoors has to offer. Let's get into it. And we're back. The man himself, Frankie. Mate, how are you? No technical issues tonight. Straight into it after last episode. Man, what's been going on?
Not much, bit of shark fishing, waiting for these salmon to come up north, looking at a new local state forest. Had some, I didn't have success, but I put a mate onto some success, and he pretty much was onto deer first time he went there, and the next day shot a snack pack to take home. So that was really good going of him, and so that will be a forest I'll be checking out. It's only an hour down the road.
Yeah, nice.
There are a lot more state forests closer to me, but there's one an hour down the road that I'm going to be taking a lot more interest in because there's plenty of sambar there as well. And as we both know, the race is on to see who can get a sambar first.
Well, yes, this is sort of true. I mean, you're I'm a long way from
between
sambar.
You and me.
I'm a long way from
between
sambar
you and
country.
me too. You got young James in there. You got Rob in there as well.
Well, James is chasing. I think he's after Reds. He's on next. Actually, we've scheduled an episode after this. Haven't spoken to James in a while. He's got some new gear coming out for Blackfoot.
I'm excited.
So he's on next. Unless something goes wrong, who knows? That happens a lot. So the race is a little on. I agree with that. Interesting.
Why is that interesting?
Well, okay. So there's been I've had some conversations with people about spots and what is etiquette. So we have private access etiquette where people don't go back to the landowner without the person you got hunted on, et cetera, et cetera. I really like that. I think that's a fair rule. Even if the landowner says, hey, do you want to come on your own? I don't know how I'd feel about that personally because I was taken by someone else, or if I took someone else, I can see that being a little bit of a grey area,
Most definitely.
That's it. But when we go to public land, I don't think we get too many, not rules, because I don't think that's the right way, but the etiquette between it. And it came up because I was having a conversation with a mate in regards to I've taken and shown him a few spots of where I hunt in state forests. And we're going to be in the same state forests hunting for croak camp. And to his credit, asked me a question about, do you mind if I go to those spots? And I went, that's actually a really interesting one. I'm not sure. I don't know what the public land etiquette is because they're areas that I've previously hunted that I know produce, that I've taken you to when we were hunting together. What does that look like in croak camp when I might be hunting solo in that area? Is it, I guess, nice for him to come into the same area and hunt the same area knowing I'm in there? And I've sort of spoke to a variety of people because I don't know where that actually sits or stands. It's a really curious, tricky sort of dynamic, to be honest.
For me, it all goes back to the respect of the person that showed you that spot. And I can probably talk about my instance where I was very lucky that someone showed me a spot to go to in a state forest and went there, seen deer, didn't get to pull the trigger on, unfortunately, but seen deer, great, fantastic. And then when I was going there the year after again, said to that person, are you hunting this spot? Are you hunting this area? And they said, yeah, I'll be hunting that area. Right. And so that for me was enough for me to go, right, I'm not going to be there because I'm not going to muck up his hunt. He was nice enough to show me that spot. And so if he's going to be there hunting and he has spent he spent all this time doing his research and knowing which way the wind's going to be in this valley and yada, 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 he obviously really wants to hunt that spot. and that's the spot that he showed me. So therefore, I'm going to be respectful and go, yeah, I'll stay out of your spot. Like, I'll go find another spot, and that other spot you find maybe it most definitely 110% will be someone else's spot, but you don't know them, and you don't know that they have that spot. So as far as I'm concerned, it's the actual the friendship, I suppose one word for it, or the connection that you have with that person. That there is what should be showing respect to, and going right. Well, you're going to be hunting there. I'm going to be out of there. I won't be hunting that spot. It's just yeah. Once again, it's just I feel like it's a gentleman's agreement, and I think it's just being respectful, mate. I keep going back to that word, but yeah. Why would I go hunting in a spot where someone is going to plan to spend all their time and effort into that week, in your instance, that week? Why am I going to go in there and set all that up just so that, like, I might have a chance of shooting a deer in that spot? Like, how do you think that person's going to feel knowing that they wanted to hunt that spot? You've walked in there, you've spooked a buck, bang, you've shot it, and then they go, "Oh, I've shot that in your spot." Like, how does that sit right with you?
This is where it's really tricky because I sort of, again, this is the first time it's ever happened to me, and I I honestly haven't sort of made up a mind still, and it's been quite a few weeks of sort of deliberating on it and going, I don't actually know, because if it was outside of when I'm there and we're not hunting together, I have no problem with that person going there. I wouldn't have shown them otherwise, that if I had issues with them. Then the second thing to think about is it's public land. Just because I like to hunt there doesn't mean I'm going to get down there and those spots are not going to be filled with other hunters because it's their spots or it's somewhere they're checking out. So I sort of sit there and go, would I prefer a mate to get something in that area as opposed to someone I don't know? I would probably say yes. But the fact that I'm wanting to hunt those areas that I showed them, is that a bit of a kick in the teeth? Is it being
100% it
is it
is.
being
100% it's a
selfish?
kick in the teeth.
I don't actually know. I don't know. It's a tricky one. And in talking to a variety of people, I've had such mixed responses. I've had people say, "Oh, maybe you should, because it's your spot. You should hunt the first couple of days, and then it's their turn after that." Yeah, it's a really fascinating sort of one for me. And then there's a little bit more to it that I didn't get. I've focused on one state forest, and the other person's got two. And for me, then that's like, oh, are you coming over into an area where I've only got that area when you don't, and I've showed you spots in both forests? That's a tricky sort of one too. I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, look, you think it's tricky. I don't. I can see a black and white. I can see a line between black and white here personally, and I think that if you've gone and shown the person the spot, and in this particular instance they've got another state forest that they've booked as well, they're obviously planning to hunt that state forest. So go and hunt that state forest and find spots for yourself. Like, you showed them a spot, you're trying to obviously try to educate them, show them what the go is, why you picked this spot, everything like that. Like, they should be taking that learning upon themselves and going, right, finding somewhere that they can go to hunt. And it's a state forest. It's not a 100-acre paddock. It's a state forest. You have got plenty of other spots to go and peruse and have a look at. And then if you're going in there, before your week long rut trip, then by all means, off you go. Go do some scouting. Look for new spots. That's the whole thing of hunting. Like, if it's not hunting, it's just shooting, then, isn't it?
Mm.
If you're going there to find, and like, you're going there to have a look at other spots, to see where animals moving through corridors, to seeing where there's rub marks, to seeing where there's water sources, things like that. Like, the more you know about a place, the better, obviously. And yeah, go into a new spot, have a look at that square kilometer, know every little, tree, shrub, rock, water source. Just know all that in that one square kilometer and have a look at it and go, right, is there a sign in here? Yes or no? No, move to the next square kilometer. Go there and assess that. But, like, that's all part of hunting, right? If a mate says to you, "Hey mate, I'm not going this year to the right. You know, I've got a, you know, I might have, they might have a child being born or whatever. Hey, there's this spot where I went last year. You might want to check this out. Thank you very much. But guarantee you, if that person comes back next year and goes, I'm going to go hunt that spot, I'm out of there. I'm not going anywhere near it because that's their spot. They showed it to me in, you know, in respect to go, hey, you might try your luck here. And if they go right, and I'm literally just talking about the exact same time you're going to be in a state forest. I'm not talking about when, say, you know, you're going to the state forest and that other person isn't able to go that weekend or is not there that weekend. If you have, you can obviously give them a call. Hey, I'm going to go back to that spot. They might go, hey, while you're there, can you look at me camera and just, you know, here's the camera here. Can you have a look at all the photos or see what you can see on there for me? Or can you replace it with another camera, another card and send me post the other one back to me? Can you do that? Like, yeah, that's working together. That's the reason why we get into this sort of stuff. It's why we go hunting together. It's all about, once again, it's all about respect. So, like, yeah, I think there's a black and white. For me, it's black and white. For me, it's black and white. I don't go hunting into someone's spot that they've shown me, especially if they're going to go in there and, you know, try their hardest to get something in this next week of right. I do not want to be turning up to that side of the hill and then, you know, my mate comes over the ridge and just sees my orange hat down the bottom there with my dog in front as I go through and set the place up. I don't want that. I don't want that on my conscience, and I don't want that to damage any of my relationships that I've made with other people. So that's, yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I still don't, because it's public land. That's the only thing for me is that anyone can be there at any time, and that's, you know, is it something maybe I need to be more mindful of who I take where? Is it something that, you know, I give people spots? You know, there's plenty of listeners that, hey, I've gone to this forest. I know you've hunted it. You know, have you got any tips? And I generally am pretty, I think, generous with giving some information out there because I don't own the spot. And I've always said
That's
that
right. And
it's public
as you
land.
should be.
That's why I don't know. And to be honest, I'd love to hear from listeners. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this because I've soundboarded off a few different people and I've got a variety of responses. So I don't actually know what my thoughts are. And I might even put it on Spotify as one of the polls to get a bit of a gauge. So if you're listening on Spotify, have a tap of the poll because I actually well and truly am sitting on the fence. And I don't like to do that personally. I always like to have an opinion and I'm happy to discuss and I'm open-minded. But for this one here, I don't really know because it's public land. If this was private access, I think it's a done deal. I think it's a shut, closed door. And I definitely understand where you're coming from and it has merit. But then I just keep that niggling little, it's public land that you can't
Yeah,
stop anyone
it is public land.
for
It
that.
is public land, but I don't know that person walking through that. Sorry,
Yeah, I get
this
it.
is my own opinion.
Yeah.
But I don't, and so what happens if I have a camera there? What happens if I have a camera there watching that wallow and I see this same person walk past the camera 4 or 5 times during the whole year? Not once have they said, "Hey, mate, I'm heading out to that wallow," or like just have a chat about it, being very not devious. What's the word for it?
Deceitful?
Yeah,
Does that work?
just it. Yeah, is it being very deceitful with them not actually saying to you, "Hey, mate, I'm heading out to that spot to have a look at it." Like I give away. Whenever I see sign in any state forest, like Nundle, for instance, Nundle, like going there, I'm very lucky, and my dog's very unlucky that I get to take her to all these spots, and she shows me all these signs, right? And I like after hunt camp is over and done with that. A lot of the guys that go back to Nundle because that's their go to. I'm happy to go. Hey, there's a wallow here, or mate. There's I said heaps of sign here. There's pig diggings here. This is what I found here. Here's a photo of it. Here's the mark. I'll send you the coordinates. Sorry, on Avenza. Like, yeah, I'm all happy for that. In the same instance, though, when I know that when I go to hunt camp this year, there's going to be a big map there where we will print it out, and you just circle the spot where you're going to be. So everyone knows where your spot is. You're circling it. Everyone knows where you are. That's a safety thing, but not only is that a safety thing, it's a respectful thing. It's like, well, no one's hunting this spot. I'm going to go into there, or no one's like, and then you can talk to people at that spot. Hey, I've been looking at that spot on, Google Earth. What's it like in there? Oh, mate, I've been hunting this spot for the last 5 years, and I've always been getting deer and stuff in here. Okay, that's great to know. That's fantastic to know. And then, like, if you've already approached it going, I've looked at it, I think it's a really good spot, and I would like to go into that. Like, the respectful thing for that person that's been there for 5 years in the road would be to say, hey, yeah, look, mate, if you want to have a go in there, by all means, have a go in there. But like I said, it's a mutual thing. It's having a discussion beforehand instead of just doing it and then just rocking up. Like hanging rock, for instance, is a very, very hard so for us to get into, and I got into it 1 year, and I remember driving up, found this massive rub tree with Joan. Like this sapling would have been about 2 inches in diameter, and it had huge, area of diggings around it. Great. So I thought, yep, we're on here for a deer. And just as I started walking away from the car, another vehicle pulled up at the very end of the road. So then I thought I better wait. This person walked up, introduced himself, really nice fella, out from Dubbo, and had a chat to him. He, saying, I'm going to go down the back here. I'll be sitting at the back here waiting for any deer to come past, yada, yada, yada. Okay, no worries. I'm going to skirt around here, and I'm going to go in this direction. No worries. And I'm glad that he did tell me he was in that corner, because going down a little bit further, like between where he was sitting, which would have been about 300 meters through the bush, between him and me, there actually was a doe popped out, a real dark-skinned doe popped out, sorry. And I brought up the sights and then realized that he could be sitting behind there somewhere, 100 or so, 200 meters behind that. And so I didn't take that shot. And let's be real, I probably wouldn't make that shot anyway. But nonetheless, I didn't take the shot because I knew that they were there. That was a safety thing. So like it's just mutual respect the way I see it. It's mutual respect. So like I don't begrudge him because I didn't have a shot at that deer. I was actually quite grateful knowing that I didn't take that shot, and knowing that he was he might have been 200 meters behind that. And that situation could have ended badly. 1,000,000 to 1 chance, but there's always that chance. So, at the end of the day, once again, guys, mutual respect. That's all it is, mutual respect. That's the way I see it. But yeah, I'm interested to see other people's reactions as well. Like, if you're there to learn how to go hunting and you've shown people a spot, it's just being courteous.
Well, I wasn't teaching him. We were just hunting together. But they were spots I'd been to prior. So, yeah, I'm really fascinated to see what the broader range of thoughts are around this issue, because it's something I haven't ever encountered. And look, to be honest, if I wasn't doing croak camp, it probably is not something that would pop up, because we might be hunting as a pair again in the future, and that's where we just go to that spot together. Okay. But because I've organised croak camp and, I think, as I said previously, probably around 15 to 20 blokes coming, people going in different ways, hunting solo, it is the rut. That has, I guess, amplified the situation a little bit to go, hey, here's a bit of a clash of thoughts or ideas. So, yeah, I don't know. Curious to hear what people think.
Yeah, well, this is it. Look, end of the day, it is public land. You can go wherever the hell you want.
Exactly.
But, in the same instance, it's not to say someone's not going to yell out, you're a dickhead.
Or not hunt with you again and go, all right, I'm not taking you to any new spots because, well, you could take them or want to go there when I'm there as well. So I sort of, it's I don't know if I should be thinking like this. I don't, it's just something that popped into my mind, and I always like to have a chat. And it could be an experience never anyone out there has ever even thought of. And it's now just making those cogs tick a little bit to think about, I don't know. And look, to the person's credit, they did reach out and talk about it and inform me they wanted to hunt those spots. as well whilst I was potentially going back to them. So, I sort
Well,
of go in one
yeah.
sense, they did the right thing. They didn't have to say anything. It's public land, could have rocked up. They raised it. I don't know, maybe it's just me, Frankie. It's like you talked about the Hunters Campfire one the other week. Last time we were there in Hunt Camp, and where we circle the area, I circled my area and had another gentleman come into my area and shoot a buck. So, Michael, yes, I think you occasionally listen, and I think he's actually going to be down around Crow Camp the same time. So I've potentially got two of them. I don't need to worry about the buck thief. No, James, don't worry about him. There's a couple that like to come in on areas that I like. I don't know.
Oh, mate. Once again, luck of the draw. But in saying that, I do know where Michael went, and yeah, it wasn't that far in. So yeah, it's not as if he walked over the whole place. But anyway, I do know what you're saying. Look, to paint a perfect picture for you, and I think it's a perfect picture. And this is the actual scenario that just happened in the last week. A mate of a mate reached out to me. They've moved down to the area, and they've gone. Apparently, Frank, you may know of some spots to go to in the local state forests. And like, yeah, mate, look, heaps of overgrowth here, not real target rich environment here. You got to work really hard in these state forests to get something. But in saying that, if you want a guaranteed one, I reckon you go to this spot here. And I'll tell you that because when I drove past this state forest, there was a white doe 20 metres off the road, just in the pines, and there was another two fallow does just behind it in the mean colour. So like, and I put a pin on the map for them. This is where I was. I would start here because like I've seen them, and they're like, see a white deer in a state forest is extremely rare. Sorry, so
Yep.
they're usually the first ones to go.
Yeah.
So put him on that spot. He went there the following week, last week. Spooked some hinds as he was walking through the area, and then he said, "I'm coming back the next day." He went to go to that spot the next day. The wind wasn't right. He chose a different path. Found fallow. Got on them. Got one. Got a snack pack for home. Fantastic. And like he sent me the photo straight up. Hey mate, I've got a snack pack. Mate, and the next thing was this is where I found them. This is where they were. He sent me the pin on the map. This is where, and I gave instructions of turn here, go on this trail here, and then this is where they are. Like that is mutual respect, and like I was ever so happy that he got onto deer. I was ever so happy that I was able to show someone where to go to get some deer, and like I think everyone won, to tell you the truth, in that scenario. So I know I know that I've definitely got spots to go to in this new state forest to go and get deer. So for me, that was the perfect outcome in that scenario, and that's just being courteous and having mutual respect for each other.
Yeah, good. I need to pee. Let's have a break. We'll pause. We'll be back in a second.
You go do a wee. Go on, off you go. Go take your vitamins too. Go take your magnesium.
Hey there, listeners. Are you looking for that awesome hunting t-shirt or hoodie to level up your wardrobe? Well, head over to the AHB store and check out the range that we have to offer. We have a variety of different collections for you. So whether it's supporting the show, hunting, fishing, camping, drone fishing, or something else outdoors, we probably have something there that is for you. Each piece is designed so that you can look great whilst representing your outdoor passion. Whether you're down the local, hanging with friends, training for the rut, or just chilling at home, there's a design to suit. Just search Australian Hunting and Beyond Linktree and head to the store. What are you waiting for? You're just one click away from representing that outdoor passion with style. So, let's get into that new clothing. And we're back with a lot less in the bladder. So,
you're going to have to start wearing some Depends mats so that way you can go to the toilet while you're sitting there.
I've been drinking way too much, like a bit of training, just smashing water. Speaking of training, mate, you're looking super fit. You looking real good.
Really well.
What are you down now?
42 kilos now. I'm down.
Good job.
So going well. A lot more to go, but mate, 42 down, and just looking at the prize, staring down the barrel of it, and I'm hoping to be there by the end of the year. That'll be great. Getting down to my goal weight. Can't thank Ian enough from Hunt Fit. He's been doing a phenomenal job. Like great bunch of guys, very supportive, and yeah, it just gets results. Hey, geez, it gets results. Like had a mate of mine sign up just recently, and he's lost a stack of weight too, and like yeah, it's just great for your mental health and great for your physical health as well. So yeah, this rut I won't be taking Joan with me to hunt camp this year. She's got a
She's finally given up.
yeah, no, she's got a belly full of pups.
Ah.
So the good news is they're all sold to the Guide Dog Society, so that I don't have to worry
The
about.
dog's not the issue.
I'm well aware the dog's not the issue, Matt. I'm well aware. She's great. She's great. I'm the one who lets her down, and I'm hoping that losing this weight will obviously, help in that respect to be able to get around easier into the state forest and things like that. So when she does point down the gully, indicates down there instead of me going, yeah, let's just keep on going this way. I can actually go down there and actually have a look. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing where this takes me. So yeah, it's been a great journey so far, and yeah, just feeling so much better in general. Like no more creaky knees anymore. Getting up for walks in the morning. Watching sunrises. Watching the waves, watching the dolphins come through, and the humpback whales, all that sort of stuff. It's all great for the mind, all great for the body. So yeah, I'm loving it, absolutely loving it. So I've been walking in the morning, and yeah, I'm just eating right, not eating any processed stuff, and mate, just keeping goals as far as I'm concerned. I'm happy as.
I think people where they fall down in weight loss journeys is the commitment, the dedication, and we live in a society where processed food, sugar, there's so much there that is hidden as well. A lot of people don't realize what's hidden in their foods. And
Definitely.
that it's pretty simple mathematics. It's energy in versus energy out. If you are someone who's very sedentary or sits a lot and doesn't move around and you have a high caloric intake, you're really going to battle to lose weight. And that I think most people would be actually shocked at how little calories they burn from physical activity in a day,
Yeah.
as opposed to what we're told. We're told that the average adult should eat about 8,700 kilojoules, which roughly is, I think it's between the 2,000 to 2,200 calorie mark. And it's really interesting because there's sort of a couple of different thoughts around what it is. There's been some really fascinating studies on it, and one bloke actually lived on ice cream and he lost weight.
Really?
Yeah, because all he did is he only ate 1,200 calories of ice cream a day. And
Yeah,
1,200
right.
calories is sort of the number where you don't have to be super physically active, but that is on the lower end without your body thinking you're starving and then actually holding on to its fat stores. And he ate ice cream and 1,200 calories a day, and he lost weight. And I think people sometimes get a little confused or tricked up in the whole thing. Move more, eat better, or eat less. You'd be
Yeah.
shocked at how much calories you think. And I think a really good one is there's a great app called Calorie King. And if you jump on that, I use it with my students at school just to teach them about nutrition and things like that you can actually grab it. And there's some other ones out there even better probably now that you take photos of your plate and it will actually spit out the calories of what you're consuming. And,
Yeah.
with fitness watches and things these days, it is a really the tech is there to support you and help you. Now, the problem's the discipline. A lot of people, I can't find time. I come home, I'm tired, or I know you're getting up at crazy early hours in the morning to get walks in and things like that. It's awesome. And I'm glad that you got a group that support you to do it, because a lot of people, it's just too hard for them to do that on their own. And that's where PTs come into their own element and gyms and things like that.
Yeah. Well, look, me doing it with the guys. Like I've got my own saying, and like for me, like it's um, I need to do this not only for me but for my family, because I want to be here, as long as I can be, obviously with them, because life is short enough without having all health problems or anything like that attached to it. So for me, there's no excuses for me.
Mm.
Like I need to get it done. If it's raining, I put a rain jacket on and go outside. It's not that hard. I put a rain jacket on and go for a walk. If if I need to leave early to go to a work conference or whatever like that, well, I schedule my walk in somewhere else. I work around it. There's ways and means of doing workarounds, and it's at the end of the day, it's your determination that will get you your results. Pretty much, it's your determination. It's what's in your. The battle is actually inside your head.
Oh yeah,
that's where the battle is for sure. It's
yeah.
inside your head. So yeah, no, I'm just Well, even like I know that you print your own shirts, and by all means, guys, please go to Matt's store and buy
after your
a
last
hunting
little
shirt
episode,
yeah. Go do that. But like the viewers won't be able to see it. Sorry, guys listening to this podcast won't be able to see it, but I'm wearing a Hunter's Campfire shirt. But this isn't my shirt, Matt. This is Ian Hurley's shirt that he sent down to me because my other shirts swim on me.
So I thought you were just doing it to annoy me. I thought that's what you do.
Well, that too. Yeah, I do like annoying you, man. That's my favorite pastime.
I know. Yeah. Trying to get them a few more sponsors. I actually don't think there's any sponsors out there that they don't have. So you trying to promote them. Thank God it's audio.
Well, don't you have? I believe you have a prize for first buck in camp.
Well, I mean that's on you. So
right,
you finally, our friendship has produced something. Not a deer. Let's be clear.
I took pity on you. Yeah, go on.
But no, your mates down there at Seven Seas Apparel, which I can see you wearing the hat right now. Obviously, it's an audio podcast. People can't see it. I will put links into our episode in regards to their stuff. They're throwing in a prize for first buck into camp, which I'm truly appreciative of because – a few of the people at Crow Camp said, have we got prizes? And I said, sorry, guys, I have zero sponsors. I am not funding prizes. It's not going to happen. So it's going to be, they've got on board. You asked them if they'd be interested and they said, yes, they donate something for the first buck. So truly appreciate that. And appreciate your support and help getting that.
Well, even though I'm not going, that's still okay. I'm here to help and support. The great thing I like about their stuff is that it's made for you can buy stuff made for the bigger fella. So like I wear a couple of their jerseys right now, and I'm in a 3XL. So like they go up to 5. Like it's a huge size, and it's made for the big. Like even the hat I'm wearing, I've got a big fat head still, and this hat fits fantastically. So like the truckers caps will fit the bigger bloke, no worries whatsoever. So get amongst that if you can, guys. There's still heaps of fishing stuff as well, lures and stuff like that. That's how I'm affiliated with them. They send me lures, they give me lures to try out, and I'll head out there and try them out and let them know how I go with them and things like that. So yeah, by all means, get amongst them if you can. But in the same instance, it's always good to help those who support us.
Oh, 100%. I do like the gear. I like the Kraken shirt and things like that. I've seen some of their designs and really like them. But on fishing, did I tell you my brother got the drone? I think he bought the Aru drone. He's on.
He bought the Aru drone. Oh, look. Well, while
after our little mishap. No, he's good. Well, he's off. I don't even know if this is a pee break, but we'll pause it. Oh, no, he's back.
It's not a pee break. No. I just wanted to show you that.
Again, it's a podcast medium. It's only audio, Frankie. You got to explain yourself.
I'm showing this to you personally because you know what this is. This is my empty spool because we had a bit of a mishap last time we went fishing with the drones. Yeah, we did, and someone lost half their line. That person being me.
Oh, did you? Who did you give it to?
I did. The line. Yeah. The drone. I'm pretty sure I gave it to the drone.
Oh, is that the one? It snapped off.
That's the one snapped off. Correct.
The footage we've got of my brother hooked up and it snapped off.
No. That was my salmon rod that was hooked up to a ray at the time. No, this was this one I used for shark fishing, and so I lost about 200 yards of line off it, and so I bought another spool of line to fit to it. So I'm putting that on because I'm hoping this weekend's going to be a good high tide. And so hoping to get out there this weekend and actually get out first. I'm going to shark fish and see if we can go bronzy.
Well, he was away over the weekend to test out the new drone and beach fish. down the South
How
Coast.
did he go?
Loved it. He said it's unreal.
Right.
He sent it like, I think he said like 500 meters at least. Because so I asked him.
Dooly.
Well, I asked him my line, my shark rod setup. I said I needed the braid to be a bit tighter. I didn't use a spooling machine, and when I was winding it on, I don't think little Gino and his flimsy little female hands held it tight enough.
Gino is a machine, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, he sent it and just kept going, and then wound it back in. Obviously,
Yeah, right.
said it worked a treat. Has now
Fantastic.
got it fully sorted. Loves it. Said it's just so easy, so strong. You can see what 50k an hour winds you can deal with. Loaded
That's
up.
amazing.
He said he had a full mullet, the full shark like rig, full mullet with big sinkers, and he sent it out and said no questions at all. So he did a night session till like 4 a.m. And just he
That's
was
so
just having
cool.
so much fun flying the drone in the dark and no issues. He said it's super simple. Had an absolute blast with it. So we are going to tee something up. The rut is obviously here at the moment, so I'm a bit like,
Yes.
oh, damn it. I want to fish, but I want to hit the rut because how good is this time? This time of year, the videos of the croaking, people starting to rattle. Pardon me. People starting to rattle the bucks in. I've seen a bit of that coming up. I love look, I'm not going to lie. I love the Fallow Deer Hunters page of Australia. I, as the admin, get the sneak peeks of all the videos and things before I approve them to go through. So I love having a bit of a watch and going, how good is that? And then pushing it through. But it's a great time of year. I already had a couple of croaks, already heard them. So it's been a good start to the year. As far as I'm concerned, I'm just super pumped to get amongst it and get out for a hunt. I was hoping to go away in the next weekend, but unfortunately the close family members got a bit of a terminal cancer diagnosis and that's thrown a big spanner into the works. But, what you said before, life's short, you got to make the most of it. I think that's a really important message is, we definitely do. And that's also reflective in, unfortunately, a mate sent me something today that my hunter's been shot and killed today. So, condolences, and I don't know all the info, and it was behind a paywall, but it's always a horrible thing to hear. And, great time of year. People be safe out there because the forests are packed. There's plenty of people hunting. Make sure you're wearing your blaze orange. Make sure you're identifying your target. I'm never a big one for walking around the bush with a chamber down the barrel. I think that's no deer is worth taking someone's life. I don't see the need personally. If a deer gets away from me, it gets away from me. I'd rather try and put that bullet in and lose a deer than have something go wrong. My personal opinion, and it's a bit of a tragedy hearing about this sort of stuff. I hate hearing it and don't know the circumstances, but it can happen to anyone. Someone told me a guide the other day shot his nephew. I don't know how long ago, and that stuff's nuts. Like, I don't understand. There is no animal out there that's worth shooting someone else. I just don't understand it personally.
This is it. Be safe out there, guys. Just be safe out there. Know your rules. If you get a chance to talk to a new person, by all means, go over there, crack a beer with them, have a chat to them. But in the same sentence, though, just be mindful of each other and just be respectful of each other.
Yep. Be safe.
It's that simple.
Look, it's a great
just
time.
Be safe.
I love it. I love the fact that this is the time so many people get out into the bush and enjoy nature, enjoy hunting.
Oh.
There's just
and
so
the banter back and forth with all your mates, like it's just it is bloody great. It is bloody great, and there's so many more things coming on the market. There are people throwing discount codes at you left, right, and center. Just it's a great time in the community to get out amongst it and get the hype happening.
The hype. I think that's a good word. The hype.
Get the hype happening.
I'm hyped. I'm pumped.
You're pumped?
I can't wait. I'm counting the days down. I'm trying to.
What are you looking forward to exactly? What like when you're going to go into Craig Camp? You're going to get there and you're going to set yourself up. What are you looking forward to?
Jeez. Camp catching up with your cousin and brother and Rob.
Well, that's a positive thing. Yeah,
So
I'd agree with
basically,
that, yeah.
all the good blokes from Samba Camp or Snow Camp are going to be at Croak Camp. I've left
I
you and
think.
James out for a reason, obviously.
Well, I was going to say, I think James found it very unfair. Me, I understand, but James, I think it's very unfair.
No, look, catching up with them, spending a week. I don't think I've ever spent a week in a state forest, so that's awesome. Having that much time away. I think
I can't believe you got the permission slip sign for that long.
I know,
Well done.
Well and with everything happening, I've got an absolutely amazing wife.
100% you do.
I'm sitting there going, I think this is going to be a different one because I've always felt rushed in state forests. Like I've always felt that I've had like really a whole day at best, 2 whole days. I don't even know if I've had 2 whole days. It's sort of like an arvo, full day morning and that's it. Generally maybe 2 days here or there, but this time there's so many. So I'm excited about the fact that I don't need to rush myself. I still haven't worked out the tactics, the strategy.
The strategy. Go on.
That's
Give me the good oil, Matt. Give me the good oil.
Well, all right. Because of the time of year, I do feel that it's a time to somewhat explore, especially if you haven't been to the forest prior, to suss out new grounds because they're making noise. That this is the time you can sort of go, oh, they're here, try and pinpoint them. Even if I don't get them that day, I've got tomorrow morning. And are they going to be roughly in the same and they're going to be calling? So at least I'll be that little bit closer to that starting point. And I think that's a strategy that I've been toying with is do I just chase the croak? I think that's my, merchandise. If you follow me on the Instagram or on Facebook, the jumpers, the T-shirts have arrived. Croak Camp, chase the croak is the slogan. I think that's what I want to do. I think that subliminally I chose that, saying, and I think that's
You're channeling that into
I think so. So or I've got some good spots that I'm confident that there's, some good things around. Previous rut, I know a couple of areas that I caught bucks out, so I might pay a visit to those areas too. I don't know, but here's the thing. This is where it gets tricky. You have all these strategies. I have all the little spots I want to go to, but if I get there and there's other hunters there being public land, that goes out the window. So I've sort of got a plan A, B, C, D. That's what's in my mind. Look, I'm going to be a bit fluid in the sense that I don't want to set hard strategies or tactics until I'm there to see what is presented.
Well, you need to be. Because if you have a hard set on it from the very start, and you go, I'm just going to this one spot, and you get there and you get disappointed, then you're going to feel like your whole week is ruined. But if you become fluid, like you said, you've got, A, B, C, and D options available, you just go there. That's great. It's great you've done that.
And then the camp gear. I've got my 12-volt system. I've got the new shower setup.
You got enough room for you and Frodo in there?
No. Oh, actually, probably easily. He's a very small man. So I've got everything. There's just so much to it that I'm excited for the new gear to test. The camp setup. I think I'm getting closer and closer to where I want it. That's going to be a good test for the week. Yeah, there's just so much to it.
There is so much to it. There is so much to it. And just the logistics of getting everything there, getting yourself set up, getting out to the actual hunting, then hopefully bringing back some stuff. Like, have you got 10 kilos of salt with you so you can salt your cape and all that sort of stuff?
No, I haven't even sorted that yet.
There you go.
No.
You need to think positively. I'm thinking positive for you, mate. I'm positive that you're going to come back with a buck.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
yeah, I don't want to go in with sort of preconceived notions of what's going to happen because I look at it from I'm going down to have a good week. I'm going to meet a heap of new people that listen to the podcast. Most of them seem fantastic that I've had a chance to chat to. So I'm keen if I haven't got to chat to them that I'll actually, get to in person. I do want to see the success of others, mainly Frodo and your brother. That's right up there.
Do you feel pressure that you've invited all these people to the camp,
No,
and you feel pressure you have to actually show up and leave with one
no,
on the
not at
on the
all.
belt? No.
No, not really. The way I look at it is that I am like I'm the person that's just brought everybody together for a good time. They're all going to be doing their own thing, so whatever happens to them, and I'll be out there doing my thing. And if I get one, I get one. If I don't, I don't. I think people have come to the realization now that I'm not that great a hunter. I've come to that, so it's not something that I feel pressure to do much with. To be honest, I'm happy to go out and just be in nature. I do like venison, so I'd love to bring something back. But if it's got antlers, that'd be great. If it doesn't, that happens too. And yeah, I don't know. No, I don't feel pressure. You, on the other hand,
Diamonds are formed under pressure, Matty.
diamonds also have flaws.
Well, it depends on how hard you go looking for them, Matty. You're not that sort of person that tries to pick out the flaws in others, are you? Definitely not. Definitely
You?
not.
I've got, what's the
Definitely
little eyepiece they wear? I've got two of them, mate.
A monocle.
Do I look like someone that's into jewelry, mate? Wrong person here.
Oh, that's terrible. That is terrible. No, now for me, I'm looking forward to getting. I'm going to go to the Hunters Campfire camp. Unfortunately, I won't be able to make it to Croak Camp. I apologise.
Don't lie. You called them the superior camp.
Oh, 100%. 100% I did.
Okay.
I'm not going to deny that.
You said, I'm not coming to the inferior camp. I'm going to the superior one, which I'm impressed with your terminology.
I did say superior. I'm sure I did say superior. I don't think I did say inferior.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I've still got the text message. Happy to put that up on the socials if you'd like.
I'll still stick by that comment. That's fine. I'm looking forward to meeting all the guys again and getting back into that. I have got some unfinished business to sort out in Nundle, especially from last year. And unfortunately, I won't have Sleepy, Sneezy, Dopey, whichever other dwarf you can think of next to me at this time, which I'm rather sad about. But that is what it is. And so, I've given Frodo and my brother the best advice and just said to them, wherever Matt is camping, just camp the opposite end of the campground to him. So no harm should come to you, I would imagine, if you camp that far away. Because every time someone camps next to you, Matt, it's either snowing, there's a tree falling, there's a car bogged, something happens, man. It's raining.
Yeah, it's fair.
Yeah.
I can't argue this point. Sometimes some things are truthful, and you just got to cop it. I have said I'm not a lucky person. It's completely out there. Snow camp was proof of that. Hunter's Campfire was when I ran into a wallaby and damaged all my stuff. Yep, no, that happened too. There's plenty. Don't worry about that.
There is actually. You write a book about this stuff that's happened to you.
Yeah. So what about more of the times with the kids, and then me not being able to get away when I wanted to get away because someone's going to hospital? I've been in an emergency in the last 10 days twice. One night was with all three kids. Fantastic. Yeah, that's great. Right. This is for me, you talked about what's a win. A win for me is getting out there with no kids getting injured or sick beforehand, me not being sick, and me getting the whole time. If I get there and spend the whole time there, well, that's a win. I don't need to get a buck. I don't even need a deer.
100% that's a win. 100%
that's how I'm viewing this, because my last couple track record ruts have been pretty action-packed in not a good way. So I just like a nice time in the bush. That would be fantastic.
Well, look, I'm yet to meet a hunter that actually says I am a great hunter. I'm yet to meet someone who says that.
I can point you in a few.
Well, I haven't heard it. I haven't heard anyone say I am a great hunter or I am the best hunter. So, that's just testimony to genuine people just wanting to be better, to want to better themselves. Like Jim Corbett. You know who Jim Corbett is, don't you?
Yep, tiger hunter.
No, he was the man killer hunter, the man eater hunter. He wasn't a tiger hunter; he was a man eater hunter.
Man eating tigers, just to clarify.
That's right, man eating tigers and leopards. Yeah, and if you guys have not heard about him, I suggest finding his audiobooks and listening to them on the way to whatever rut camp, hunt camp, crow camp you're heading to this year with your mates. Jump on and listen to them because that guy is a seriously good hunter. He was born in the early 1900s, and he'd shoot man eaters in India. Anyway, even he wrote on his stuff in his books, all five of them. Like he got all these service medals, everything like that in World War II, but did not once mention any of that in any of his five books that he wrote. The passion of hunting came through. You could read it, and he was such a gentleman. Anyway, read it, and I think apply yourself like Jim Corbett does, and you'll get results.
There's the other way of looking at it. Like I look at you, and as much crap as I give you, and I give it to you all the time, it's just who we are as humans. I think you've won already. Dropping 42 kilos in prep for hunt camp is an absolute massive effort that you should be proud of, mate. And whether you get anything or not, and I know I keep stirring you up saying there's pressure, I don't think there actually is, mate, because you've done a fantastic thing already. You should be super proud. And whatever happens, you've moved on to a healthier lifestyle, which is long-term way more, in my opinion, way more important than the rut or your success in the rut.
Most definitely, mate. Yeah, for sure.
I know you'll still have the pressure, and you've got smaller shoulders to hold that pressure, but that's all right. You can do it. Frodo's only small on those shoulders, jumping up and down, trying to get that buck before you. So,
well, look, there's other things this year that I want to concentrate on. Believe it or not, more than hunt camp. And I've got my eldest, and she will be turning of age to get her miner's permit.
Nice.
And hopefully getting her through that, getting her behind a rifle, teaching her that sort of stuff like I was taught when I was younger. I think that's very important, and to be able to do that is going to be great this year. And then I'm hoping to take her to state forest, things like that, and just obviously just start the process happening of her enjoying the other part of the outdoors that I love doing. So already taken fishing. All the kids love fishing. They just think it's great. They love eating fish. They'll watch me. They watch me spike and gut the fish there and there on the beach. They even get the stuff ready for me to do so. They've been shown that part of life, and we've got chickens in the backyard laying eggs now, and we've got veggies growing, we've got fruit trees, things like that happening, and just bringing things back to basics, and the kids just loving it. The way I look at it, they're gonna look back at these times and go, oh, our parents were pretty cool because they were showing us all this stuff, and they were genuinely interested in making a way for us in life. In the same fact, hopefully one day they'll do the exact same thing for their kids, but the way that we're going to promote what we do and what we love is by obviously showing the next generation through. So being good advocates to them, and hopefully they'll be good advocates for us.
Look at you go, wrapping up the show with those words of wisdom.
Oh, there you go.
Love it.
Well, if you want to wrap up the show on that, you can wrap the show up on that.
Well, most definitely. I think it's a great way to end. Frank, as always, absolute pleasure, mate. Always good to chat with you, and best of luck for the Superior camp. And I hope you get the demon off your back. And looking forward to our snow camp trip that will be after that you might attend. So that you might come to.
We'll see how we go. Yeah. All good. No, thank you for having me again, Matt. Really appreciate it, mate. Always good to catch up.
All right, legend. Listeners, bye for now. You've been listening to the Australian Hunting and Beyond podcast with Matt. Thanks for tuning in, and can't wait to catch you next time. But in the meantime, if you want more, you can find it at linktr.ee/Australian Hunting and Beyond. That will give you our YouTube, Instagram, X, Facebook, you name it. We'll catch you next time.